Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Wisdom of the House of Night, and on the back there is who created it. But if you look up Wisdom of the House of Night oracle cards, you will easily find that deck if you would like it, or like more information about it. Taurus, we're going to do relationship first, single second. The energy is already feeling like it's a little subdued. Like it's, I don't want to say slow. I want to say it's more kind of like there's a certain pace we're going at already. And it's kind of like, let's keep going at this pace. Don't no faster, no slower. Like, you don't want to go any faster, but you don't want to go any slower either. It's a good pace. It's a very comfortable pace. Partner's not really feeling it, I'm noticing. It's not bad, though. Just the one. Alright, so my first thought is with that pace comment, yes, like good. This is good. This is very good. I feel like you might be getting pressure. You're getting pressure and you're having to hold your ground. You're having to hold your ground and, okay. You got the Seven of Pentacles and then the Nine of Wands. Now I'm feeling a current come towards you, very insistent about moving things faster, even trying to change things for some of you. And it's a very strong current, but they're saying you should be successful in holding it at the same pace in the same direction. You should be successful with that. Now, I'm going to be a little bit preemptive here and say that that's the right thing to do because I'm already feeling it. I'm seeing things going forward here. I'm feeling like this is the right thing to do. Now, I will address this. You got the Nine of Swords here in what's helping you. Now, the thing is with Taurus, and this is how I experience Taurus, just to be fair, they're not quick changers. They just don't. That's just not their thing. And when I'm seeing the Nine of Swords here for you, when you get this going forward, there's been a lot of anxiety getting there. You are going to get success, but there's been a lot of anxiety. And I'm seeing like the next time around, you're like, we need to find a way to where I'm not so stressed. That's where I'm feeling on your side. Like there's a really, Taurus can take a lot, and I give you that. But it's to the point this time around, where it just got really aggravating and it got a little bit over the top where it really got under your skin. And it's kind of like, the next time we go through this, I don't want this level of aggravation. I need to find a way to get around this. And you're kind of like, the Nine of Swords is kind of like, it's not about the end result, it's about what it took to get there. And I'm feeling like there was a moment or two where you kind of got upset. And it kind of, it drained you a little bit. It kind of drained on or dragged on. It's just kind of like it was constantly there. It just constantly bothered you. Somebody may have came towards you really strong, and even when they walked away, you were still upset about it, and even after a week or two, you were still bothered by it. It's one of those feelings, and I'm getting that's the Nine of Swords. It's the trip there, and the fact that somebody got under your skin, maybe more than one person to be fair. And it's kind of like, all right, next time around, I have to find a better way to deal with this because this isn't cool. Even though I got what I wanted to, the goal was met, the success did happen, the trip there kind of ruined it a little bit for me. So it's technically a success, but I kind of feel like you're not happy with how the energy around you was. And even though you're right at the end of the day, you're like, we have to find a better way to deal with this. Now, this is the challenge card. Don't overanalyze it, is what they're saying. And I know that might sound strange, but you got the Eight of Pentacles. I feel like what they're saying, for some of you, they're saying just write it out in a letter about what upset you and how you felt about it, and leave it just at that. Like, this is what happened and this is how it made me feel. And then just kind of give it to the person. I hope this makes sense. If I'm saying this right, this should be okay. Like, you don't want to, like, overthink it. Just write a letter real quick. Don't overthink it. This is what happened. This is how I felt. That's it. They just hand them the letter where they can read it, but they can't really come at you with any type of response right off the bat, because it will get your feelings across to them, and it will disconnect you from it, so it won't amp up more hard energy. It'll just kind of like get the information across. You'll be able to vent how you feel, give them the information, but if you can disconnect, like writing a letter, like literally writing a letter, even if it's an email, and just sending it and just turning off the computer if that's what you got to do, so you can't get a message back. And you can even put at the end of the message, I have to go do some other things. I'll try to respond to you in 2 days. Something like that. They're saying this could definitely positively impact this. I feel like this could work, if I'm giving this correctly, this could work for Taurus. Like, because you're just saying how you felt, this is what happened, this is how I felt. You're sending the message, and then you're just disconnecting from it. Your feelings aren't changing, but you're giving the information. Because if you do a face-to-face in this situation, which I know most of the time face-to-face is better, if you do a face-to-face, I feel it back and forth, droning on, this is how I felt, this is how you felt. They're going to try to validate their feelings. You're going to try to explain your feelings. It's just going to go back and forth, and blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to feel better is what I'm getting. Because you just need to be heard, and you need to feel like you were heard. So if you send something and they respond to it, that's okay. You have a couple days to wait it out or whatever. They also have a couple days to really think about what you said. And while you're not responding, in that time frame where you're not responding, they can reread the letter, think about it a little bit more, and maybe change their response. It just seems like it makes a much more positive impact if you're able to do it that way. Give your feelings, let them read it, and just be disconnected and have some space there. Now, spiritually, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Your attribute, your strength, is being dependable. This is my goal. This is where I'm going. This is how I'm getting there. This is when I'm getting there. That's your strength. Granted, with every sign, whatever their attribute is, the strength is also the weakness, which I think sometimes I make that a little bit confusing. But for example, being very diligent and very steadfast, when things are going well, good, because you're going to make it. When things are going bad, it's kind of like it's hard to change direction. It's hard to pull out of it. So it's like when things are going bad, it just goes bad for that much longer. Same thing, for example, like we'll use Leo for whatever reason. They're very quick. They can change very fast. They can get over things very fast. When things are going bad and things need to change, they can do it like that. It's a very good thing. But if things are going well and they get bored with things and they change things really quick, it can go from very good to very bad. Like, that's that energy, though. That's the rub. Like, you know what I mean? The attribute is also the detriment at the same time. Something that goes very well and works very much in your favor can also work against you. It's the energy itself. It's just which way is it going. You know what I mean? It's not, the energy itself is not good or bad. It's how it's going for the moment. And they're saying, this is you. That's who you are. That's who you are. And it's not really a changeable thing at this point in your life. That's just who you are. They're saying there's nothing to feel bad about that. That's just who you are. That's how you live. That's how you got where you are today. So the reason we're saying that is because I'm getting your partner, I feel them wanting to change certain attributes. I'm going to go here with this, aren't I? Okay. So like there's a corporate feel in this for me because I think it's funny. I think it's very hypocritical, and you find it in corporate America. Corporate life. It doesn't have to be America. Corporate life. Where I've seen people be chastised for being unable to bend and move with the situation. Unable to, what do you want to say? What is that word? Unable to correct themselves. Unable to change direction quickly. Unable to adapt, there we go, to a situation that moves fast. On the other hand, I've also seen the same person, it wasn't me, but get kind of chastised for like moving too quickly. They had a water fire thing going on there, it doesn't matter. But when they change too quickly, then they also get chastised for not sticking with something and not being more dependable. So it's kind of like, listen, really? But it basically it's depending on the situation. Like, did it benefit the people or not? Did it benefit other people involved or not? So like if you're very steadfast and dedicated, if it's going the way everybody wants, oh, you're wonderful. But if it's not, you're a stick in the mud. You can't adapt. On the other hand, like if you're very quick to change and you can change very easily, when things need to change, you're great. People love you. But if they don't want things to change and they like the way things were and you change quickly, then they use it against you and they say, hey, you're a jerk. So, I mean, this is just how it goes. So I feel that coming through kind of like, who you are is not bad. Who you are is not wrong. Who you are needs to be honored for who you are, not for nothing. And the people connected with you need to see that. Like, this is just who you are, and they need to realize that. This is your gift. Like, you are this person. Like, somebody who's very quick to change, that's their gift, and that's how they use it. So, somebody else wanting to change you or trying to come at you in a belittling way, is that why I'm going this way? Because I did say that corporate thing. Because I feel like that's belittling. A lot of times people are belittling, even though they'll tell you they're not. But whatever. I seem to have a little point of contention with that at the moment. So I don't like it when people come at somebody in a belittling way for something that some days is an attribute, but just on this occasion it just didn't serve them. And I feel like somebody might be coming at you that way, and it's getting under my skin a little bit. It's kind of like, yeah, like the person coming at you like that, that's wrong. I'm just gonna flat out say it. That energy feels wrong, like because sometimes it serves them, and in this time it did. So because I feel somebody kind of giving you guff about it. Like they didn't like it that you didn't change the way they wanted you to change. They were unhappy that when the situation was going, you didn't just do what they wanted you to do. You didn't change the way they want. The thing is, when all was said and done, they got success out of this. And everybody's getting along. And the way you held to the same situation, the way you didn't move, was actually a big factor to the success. So when I'm feeling this energy and I'm feeling your partner, and it's very strange to me, the situation worked out for the best. But I still feel them unhappy and trying to come at you like you need to be able to adapt more, you need to be able to change more. It's bothering me because I'm like, in this situation, that's incorrect. The way you held tightly and forced them to stay to the plan, that's why things are working out really well right now. And I'm seeing here the Hanged Man with the Four of Cups, or is it the Five? The Five of Cups with them. The reason they're upset, the reason they're coming at you, and I know this might sound harsh, but the truth is, I feel like it's because they can't make you change your mind. They can't control you. And they're bent out of shape about it. They can't get what they want when they want it. And it's like they're completely blind to like the moment here. Like the reason this is a success is because you didn't give in. And you were steadfast and stuck to the program that you said you were. And now the success is here. And they don't like it because they just couldn't get their way. Which is ironic to me because if they did get their way, you wouldn't have the success right now. So it bothers me a little bit. Kind of like, that's very hypocritical, I'm going to say. I know that's harsh, and I know people from the other side are going to be watching this, but I'm like, that's how that feels. If somebody's really connecting with that energy, I just feel like it's flat out wrong. It's not fair. It feels like somebody wants control, and they didn't get it, and they're having a little fit about it. I know that sounds rotten, but that's how it feels. Because the way the outcome is for them, they're having a hard time. This is the challenge card. They're having a hard time giving credit where credit is due. And what's actually helping them is they're realizing they're not totally happy, but they need to realize the reason they're not totally happy, it is the Page of Cups, which is a good card, but it's not a fully developed card. They don't feel like they have control here. They feel like they're subject to the rules that are preset. And they don't like that. They like more spontaneity. They like more fluidity with the situation. In this situation, that would not have given them the level of success they have now. But I feel like they're very hung up on the fact that they just couldn't influence you or couldn't control the situation. They feel like the control was taken from them. And they don't like it. But this is who you are. And it did work out. I understand if you both need to work this out and you need to talk about what you both didn't like. That's okay. But I don't feel coming at you as if you did something wrong. That's the energy I'm feeling. That bothers me. Coming at the Taurus like the Taurus did something wrong, that's not right. That bothers me. Like the energy was very upsetting to me, it like if this was coming at me, I would have a hard time not getting a little rotten about it because it would tick me off. I would kind of come off about it. It would really get under my skin. I hope that helps. I mean, that's the energy here. I feel like this needs to go, like if this reading is going to help somebody, I feel like the Taurus that would be listening would have to know that there's nothing they did wrong and they should not own anything like that, but that something needs to be worked out with this person because there's definitely a mismatch of ideals here. And if it's from the other side, because I know other people, like people dealing with Taurans, we're going to be watching this too, and that's great. If you're the person who's coming across with this energy, you need to look at yourself a little closer and realize, yeah, maybe this energy doesn't work well for you, and that's okay, but realize that this energy is a gift and it's not changeable. This is not changeable and it's not meant to be changeable. See what you don't really like about the situation and address that. If you don't like it, that you don't feel like you have control, that's okay, but realize you can't blame this person for being who they are. They're just being true to who they are. You may have to change some other things here, but I don't feel blaming this person for just living up to their own standards is right. I want to get off the soapbox about it, so can we move on from this? All right, I think we're good. I'm going to let that be there. I do really like Taurus energy, and I think maybe that's partly why it bothers me. It's kind of like, that's kind of the gift of a Taurus. You know you can depend on them. If you couldn't, like, they wouldn't be a Taurus. I don't know how to explain that other than that. I don't know, it bothers me for some reason. Let's go into the next section. Let's let go of that. I'm going to get right off that soapbox. Messages for single Taurans. Let's go into single Taurans. What do we have for single Taurans? Messages for single Taurans. What do we have for single Taurans? Here we go with my faces again. Sorry about that. The last card. The last card, I'm going to be fair. It doesn't mean it's not the ideal outcome, but what exactly it's saying is a question. Because you might end up coming across somebody that you're more, one of you anyway, might have more sexual attraction than actual emotional attraction. Snow's going on here. There we go. That's fun. Okay. All right. Too many cooks in the pot is my first thought when I'm looking at this card anyway. The Three of Cups, when it comes to like a singles love reading, and things are a little jacked up here. Things are not lined up correctly is what I'm already thinking. Too many people trying to get their 2 cents in. There's the Chariot in the past with like people are just kind of like pushing and like it's not organized. The Chariot in the past bothers me. Kind of like I feel like you've tried dating someone previously and other people got involved and pushed their little 2 cents in and they tried to like take control of the situation, which is really weird to me. And they wrecked it. Like, other people kept trying to push their influence on it, like, no, you should do this, no, you should do that. And I feel like the Chariot in the past is saying this was a failed connection, really, with the Chariot. I'm getting, like, a darker feel here. Like, other people were pushing in. I feel like the Chariot is other people pushing in and derailing a situation because they're bullying it a little bit. Like, other people push something off track. And I'm getting here the Three of Cups at the top is like too many people involved. I feel a lot of people involved here, and it's making things confusing. It's making things a mess. This is the ironic thing to it. You have the Nine of Pentacles. The people involved here you like. The people involved here you trust. I want to say you trust. So you're comfortable with them. It's just there's too many people trying to say do this, do that. And I even think like certain people are really influencing you in the sense of like, don't date this one, date that one. Go this way, don't go that way. I feel you attracted to certain people and like, oh no, you don't want that. So you're not really able to give people a fair shot, a fair roll here, if you will, a fair roll of the dice, because I feel like other people are preemptively influencing you. Is this real? Other people are shutting things down for you before you really have a chance to get to know people yourself. I don't like that energy. Because I see somebody coming towards you. I'm seeing the Queen of Wands. I'm seeing the King of Cups. I'm seeing you have different possibilities around you. I'm feeling like somebody around you that has a chance that you could match with, other people don't get along with them. And they have adversity with that person. So they're trying to push that person away from you because they don't want that person a part of your life. Because if that person's a part of your life, they think, well, then that person's a part of my life too, because you're in my life. If you bring that person and become a couple with that person, then I have to deal with that person. There's like this third party feel. Like, is this real? Like, this is crazy. Because somebody's ending up with heartbreak here in the environment. Somebody who's very interested in you. It could be actually a good connection for you, but they're getting blocked. And I'm actually feeling the fire blocking the cup. The fire is blocking the water is what I'm getting. The fire is overpowering the water and pushing the water out. Water is a good connection for Earth. Taurus is Earth. If that wasn't confusing enough. This is somebody who actually would be a good connection for you, but they're being blocked is what I'm getting. They're being blocked, and I feel like this other person who doesn't like them is trying to block them because they don't want them to come into your life, aka they come into your life, they come into their life, and they don't want that. Now this is off to the side, this is out of place is what I'm getting. The Hanged Man is out of place in the sense of like nothing can happen here, nothing can develop, you can't get to know this person because somebody else is pushing in too much influence. And I feel like you care about the person who's doing this, but I also feel like this is out of balance because that person's will is overseeing yours, which I find interesting for a Taurus because I think of a Taurus as a leader energy. But I feel like when you value somebody and they're just kind of constantly coming at you and they're working at you like no, it's just like a record, it's like a skipping record, like no, not that way, don't go that way. It just goes on and on. It's monotonous. I just feel like it's kind of like keeping you from going towards this person. It's out of place though. This is causing the problem. And I'm seeing you here with the Five of Cups. So you do like this one. Whoever this is, you do like them. And I'm getting also, it's like, you like both. You like the person saying no. You like the person that they're trying to keep you away from. You're trying to like really look at this. I feel like the Five of Cups kind of like, I either go towards this person and then I have to deal with the fire energy that's unhappy. It doesn't have to be a fire sign, but it's somebody who's very active. I have to deal with them, and they're going to be unhappy, and they're constantly in my life. Or I make the person who doesn't want me to see this happy, doesn't want me to date this person happy, and then I miss out on this person, and I bother them, I upset them, but I kind of cheat myself because I want to try with them too. So it's kind of like, no matter what I do, I lose. Like, I either upset somebody who's been in my life for a while and I trust, or I miss out on an opportunity that I think might be good for me. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's not feeling good. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just like I lose either way. I feel like I lose either way. Again, Hanged Man is out of, it's not in the right spot. It's out of position. It's not right. This shouldn't happen like this. I don't like how this feels. I feel like it's somebody else really strongly pushing on you, like, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't go that way, don't go that way. And they're so monotonous and they're so animate about why they don't like this person. Okay, so keep going forward. I got the High Priestess with the Rigid card here, which is, there's a crow on there, which I very much like crow energy. And I actually feel better that there's a crow here, because I like the thought. Because a crow, I like crows because they can be a little bit cheeky at times. They do stick together, though. But they will actually they'll still go off their own way if they need to. And the crow kind of reminds me of, like, this is somebody who they'll do what they have to do. They'll do what they think is right. They try to stick with the group, but if they have to fly away, they will, but they'll usually try to rejoin at some point, too, is kind of what I feel like. They can be independent, or they can be a part of a group. They have to decide what's right for them at the moment. And the High Priestess here, is it the High Priestess? It is. I feel like this is one of those moments where you're like, all right, I have to stick with my guns. I have to connect to my own strength. I have to decide what I really want from this. And I got to look at this more objectively. Like, do I really want to give this person a shot? And shouldn't it be up to me to decide whether I really think they're this type of person or that type of person? Shouldn't I experience this person to decide for myself? And I'm getting that with the rigid card. I'm feeling that crow energy, kind of like I need to have my own strength. I need to stand on my own. I can't really help the group if I can't stand on my own. I don't want to be a dependent for the group. I want to add to the group. And if I'm going to do that, I have to have my own strength. So maybe for a little time, maybe for a short time, I need to fly on my own. And maybe later I can rejoin. And it's taking you a lot. You're putting a lot of thought into this. And what I'm getting here is it takes you a while to get there. Okay, this is different than what I thought it was. So this energy feels better than it originally did. Because you got the House of Belonging, and right behind it you have the Shadow Side, which is definitely usually the Devil card in most decks. But what I'm getting here is like, it's going to be kind of rough. I feel you giving this person a chance. But I also feel like there's a lot of turmoil from it. You're giving this person a chance. What I'm actually getting is you might be keeping it a secret. I feel like, because that can be the shadow side, keeping things secret, feeling kind of like you have to sneak around, things like that, feeling not comfortable, feeling like, it's kind of like somebody's going to use this against you if the wrong person finds out. It could be a big problem. So that hidden aspect of the shadow side card, I feel like that's why it's the shadow side. They're showing that because it's under the radar, and you're kind of like, I want to make up my mind for myself, but you might be keeping it very quiet, and you might be letting this person know here. Let's just keep this between you and me for now, just to see how we match. And I also feel like that's kind of hard for them too. It's kind of like, it's almost like they might feel like a dirty little secret too, and that's not really feeling good either. The House of Belonging here, or Belonging, the House of Night, there we go. It's kind of like a fun house feel. Like, it's a little bit scary, but like, if people find out, how bad is that really? Like a fun house, like, you go through a fun house and people scare the crap out of you, but how much danger are you in really? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's kind of the air around this. And I feel like it's upsetting for the other person you're seeing. That could be a very emotionally upsetting moment. That could be emotionally damaging if you're not careful, because they might feel like they're behind the eight ball, or that they don't rate enough to be, out there publicly with you. It could cause some damage. Be aware of that. I know this is where this is going, and I understand why it's happening this way, because you're like, I want to know this person. I want to know how I really feel. I don't want other people influencing it or giving me their 2 cents. And you don't want those other people also giving this person you're seeing a hard time either. You're trying to keep that out of it. I also feel like this is a weird feel here. I don't feel like this is normal for you to do this type of thing, so it feels a little out of place for that reason. Again, the Hanged Man is out of place again, because it's putting it in it's just moving the Hanged Man into another weird spot, because I feel like they're saying with the Hanged Man, it can't last this way very long. It won't survive that way very long. So it's almost like you originally have the Hanged Man in the position where you're not seeing this person and you're letting these people influence you, but that can't last for long. You have to make up your own mind. So then you go into the next section, and the Hanged Man is coming back in a different way. You're now keeping this a secret. You're keeping it to yourself. You're keeping it very quiet, but it can't last very long that way either. It's going to have to change. It's just realizing, nothing can really flourish from that feeling. Something has to change. You're going to have to change if you want to get out of this moment. The Hanged Man feels really uncomfortable in this whole situation, because it feels like, first, it's kind of like, I can't really make a decision. I feel like I'm getting too much pressure. That pressure is still there in the future, but it's like, no, this isn't going to work either. I don't really know what I can do with it, but it has to change. You're feeling like this isn't comfortable. The Hanged Man is very weird in this situation. It's just a really strange feel for the Hanged Man, I have to say. Because it's kind of like, can't really do anything, but can't really live like this either. In both sections. Can't do anything, but can't live like this. It's almost like, I can't do anything, yeah, I have to. It's very strange. It's like, I can't keep doing this, yeah, I feel like I have to. it's strange. I feel like the overall energy here is kind of like standing up to this energy, because at some point you're going to have to. I feel like maybe that's what they're trying to get at. The energy that's trying to influencing you and pushing too much influence over you, you're going to have to stand up against that energy at some point. And you're going to have to make it clear, like, back down. Let me make my own decisions. I do love you. I do care about you, but back off. And stop pushing so hard. And you're going to have to start pushing. And I feel like you're going to have to push this person. You're going to, I don't know how this sounds, but you have to put them in their place when it comes in relation to your life. Because this is your life. And when it comes to your life, they don't have it's not their place to make your decisions for you. They can give their opinion respectfully, and that's it. They just stuff it. That's it. I heard you. Thank you. I value you. Thank you. Now stuff it. I got it. Because they're not here to make decisions for you, and I feel like they're trying to. Not cool. That's what this. I feel like this whole thing's about. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to stand up to this person. You're gonna have to be like, listen. You're gonna have to stay in your own lane on this one. Telling me what you think, telling me how you feel is okay to a point, but once you have, knock it off. You know, cut it there. Go away. I hear ya. And we're done. Okay, I think we're there. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.